hello, and welcome again to LeadiaFest Live. Today, we will be talking about Istanbul and why we've chosen it as our destination for the first Leadia Fest, the inaugural one. So, maybe before we dive into that, let's talk about first the power of place in exploration. Like, what is that sound? Yeah, we are hearing a bit of an echo. And we do not know where it's coming from. Mhm. Do you hear those birds?
Yes. Well, it must be our lucky day with the birds.
Yeah, I'm hearing some birds. I hope it's not distracting anybody. Okay.
Okay. So, in fact, it's quite important, like the location, the place, and the ambience for exploration, because we are going to be we need to be inspired for exploration. That wondering, that curiosity is going to change everything. And uh, that's one of the things which is making everything to start. And as much as you wonder, you will try to explore more things, you will try to find out other things.
Mhm.
That's why it's, if you are going to go to the childhood of any explorer, you're going to see that their family encouraged them to explore, or they were always trying to find new things. Basically, their ambience was allowing them to explore the new things because they were really excited to find new.
Right.
So that's why I think the start point is very important. Why do you think majority of the famous explorers like Magellan, like Christophe Colomb, like America Vespucci is coming from one specific area?
Mhm.
If you are going to think about if you're going to read the book Outliers, you are going to see that, in fact, the success is not just because of chance or just because of like you're lucky. There are some things which is preparing you for success. And one of the major things about it is your environment.
Right.
So who you are surrounded with, what is your network, what is the people around you, is going to be determination, major determination factor about if you are going to be successful or not.
Right. And you're talking about environment on a day-to-day basis, but how does it translate to exploring?
Okay, can you tell me more about it? What do you mean by that?
When we said Leadia Festivals is a designed experience to bring about deep connections.
Yes,
So the choice of the environment where we bring together everybody who will be connecting is very important.
yes,
On on a layer two, like what you said is all correct. Our daily living environment has such a big impact on how we are, our mindset, kind of relationships and conversations we have. But if we're putting people in a new environment, then the goal is for them to be able to explore both that environment and the people who they're exploring it with. So that new environment has to have something. It cannot be just a normal environment. I mean, the base would be what would be the minimum for a peak state living environment every day. So everything neat, organized, no excessive things, like just what you need. So the feng shui,
Just
let me say that metaphor, for example, not metaphor, just that imagery. The feng shui of your living environment has to be good for you to be in flow. So if you're putting people in a travel state, but with good feng shui, I mean, what's that like?
okay. Let me try to go to one level about. Please think about when we are listening your story. You're saying that everything has started when you were in the art school in New York.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
So
it was the trigger. Yeah.
and lots of story is starting like one day I was there, one day it was like that, one day they all remember that magical day, right?
Right.
What if when you're getting into that school, someone is hitting you an accident and they are being rude to you? Or you started your morning bed. And
I get where you're going. So this is why the VIP experience
Yes.
of Leadia is critical, because
Like-
we're trying to control all the external factors that could potentially ruin that magical experience.
Mhm. As much as we can control, and also our facilitators are going to try to convert everything which cannot be at the last moment, which is not ideal. They are going to try to make you to think on the positive face of it.
Right, I get it. Because, I mean, we're in the realm of open ended, everything is possible. So we cannot have cookie cutter experiences, nothing is fixed. It can all be different. Each experience will be different. That's why the little groups will have different experiences. But we want to be able to have some sort of boundary or controlled environment within that space of possibility.
But we are not trying to create a castle, the castle of Buddha. We are not trying to imitate everything is wonderful.
Right.
So we are realistic, but we are trying to make your feeling, your experience, what you get there on the highest quality with the right people. And that's more like, yes, of course, the places which we are visiting, but more than that, with who you are visiting. Who are your connections? Who are your guides? Who is around you?
So those are the anchors of a Leadia experience. It's the people.
Totally.
That's why, I mean, in a way, we say people first and then location next,
Yes.
right? But location is still very important because
Yes.
we're choosing.
Okay, I will ask you another question. You're going to that art school in New York with someone who is very negative, who is always saying, that's not good. Is that what they are doing? That's no, we could make it better, it could be better, it's not good, it will not do anything. You would be annoyed and you would not see the possibilities.
And those are anchors we can control, like who gets to join the
Yes.
experience, the groups, right?
And like if someone is saying like that's not good enough, you need to be able to manage it like what how we can make it better. If the question is that if this phrasing is like that's not good enough, that's just going to pull you down. But if you're surrounded by the people who will say, oh, we could do that better by this way and it could be much more useful because of this result.
Right. And we're saying we can control who we let in, but at the end of the day, we cannot control how people will be during the festival. It's
That's
really,
why we have the
it's really,
facilitators.
yeah. So I mean, I remember one of my most memorable life trips was a boating expedition, different islands in the Philippines. And it was always like a curated group because you're stuck together for 5 days on a boat on a remote island somewhere in the middle of the sea. So it's up to the expedition leader how to manage all the different personalities, all the different, because you never know what's going to happen in one of those islands. Maybe someone will have a cathartic experience, someone will break down, someone will miss home or be very homesick. So, how will that leader manage the situation so that everybody still moves forward and has an enjoyable trip? It's the same.
That's why the facilitators are not going to run through a subject. They are going to make people to talk about a subject. So facilitators are not the teachers or educators. Facilitators are the coaches, are the guides, are the moderators
Exactly. They
of
are
the
guides.
subject.
They
So
are they're also part of the expedition, but
yes,
they're just maybe one step ahead. They're
yes.
just moderating.
Basically, in you're in a boat, like
Yeah,
Christophe Colomb.
yeah.
You're a crew there. You're someone on the board. So basically, all of you will try to make everything to get most on that trip.
Mhm.
I mean, this experience is a different level. Basically, yes, you can find the best tour guide of Istanbul. You can pay that much money, you can stay in this kind of hotel. Yes, that's all possible. But the more important thing here, what you are going to get, you're going to have human connections. And Istanbul is important. Why? Because Istanbul carries out so many different possible discussion subjects.
Mhm.
Like Istanbul is the bridge between Europe and Asia. Istanbul was the connection point of East and West on Spice Road, on Silk Road. It was the connection of Islam and Christian worlds. So that's the city, which was the capital of three different emperors, and each of them were above 1,000 years. Sorry, not like 1,000, but above 500 years.
Three different empires.
Empires.
Yeah.
So there are so many things, and there are so much cultural mosaic. For example, when we are speaking about good foods in one specific place, their food is good because there are different cultures in that city. And because of that fusion they created, they discovered different foods.
Yeah. You lived in Istanbul for how long when you were younger?
Okay, on total, I think about 15 years. Yeah, I think 15 plus
And
years.
this is the first time you've lived here again in a long time. So what
About 15 years.
yeah, what new things are you experiencing again as you are returning as a resident?
Well, I am seeing that the opportunity is being, that's a super alive city.
Can you ground that a little? What do you mean by opportunity is a lot?
You're feeling abundance in Istanbul, the possibilities. There are so much business opportunities, so much wealth opportunities, and you're seeing that people who are ready to welcome the opportunities are very wealthy in this.
Okay, take for example this neighborhood. We're located in Santa Fe.
Yes.
Yeah, which literally means April
No, Nişantaşı. Nişan means sign, taş
sign,
means stone, sign stone or milestone.
the milestone. Yeah, and it's on one of the seven hills of Istanbul.
Well, Istanbul was 7 hills. I don't know which hills was that, but now Istanbul has more than 7 hills, I think.
It's very hilly, yeah. But today we walked around the Shantasy and there's just some energy on the street, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was walking around New York, I felt like the streets were alive and it made me want to be part of it. And would you say there's that kind of life on the street in Istanbul?
In Istanbul, maybe because of my personality or my background, it's easier to connect with people. I mean, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we saw at least 3, 4 celebrities, right?
And
On
you
the
were just
street.
saying hi to them.
And like, I'm just saying hi to them. We are having a chit chat. We are saying, "Oh, nice to meet you." We are making some jokes and we are walking.
Right.
So basically, people are connected. On each taxi ride which we are having, we didn't get a car here. We wanted to rent it. We wanted to have taxis because parking can be problem, and taxi drivers are more talented about busy traffic. So with each taxi driver, you can make connections. You can talk about different things. You can understand how their life is. Those are the experiences. And then you can talk to a businessman. The connections are very strong here. Everybody can connect to
It's an
another
open city.
person.
Remember when we were talking about it? Like, there are places where you feel like people are open to new things, not very conservative in terms of welcoming new people or new ideas. Like open to new energy, and we're saying we feel that here.
Yes, because you know, uh, I think it was 5 years ago. I have seen a research. They are saying that they sent a new job offering, a new job opportunity to 10,000 people with different titles. And that's so funny, but the lowest amount of yes, I'm open to learn more about it was the lowest income level. And highest, let's talk about it. I want to explore it. I want to learn more about it. Was the highest income between all of them and career level as well. So, according to that research, it was saying that those people are getting those positions because they are open to explore new things.
So, I mean, along the lines of Lydia, would you say that Istanbul, its energy is an explorer energy?
I think so. I
Right.
think so.
Right?
I
Remember
think so.
with the conversations we've been having with our guides, our facilitators, the past few days, it's like to be an explorer is to be curious, to be asking questions, to be wanting to learn the answers to those questions. And it's
I think there is one more thing about it. When we are asking questions, sometimes we have an idea about the question, the answer of the question, and we are so focused on that answer. But being open-minded is like
I get
listening
you.
the answer without any.
I get you. Sometimes people ask questions because they just want to be validated with what they already think is the answer to their question. Yeah. But
Or
I
to choose between what they think Those are the possible terms.
I mean, one word that Istanbul is very associated with is transformation. Some people even call it the city of transformation. And to be able to carry this name means that it's been able to listen and change along with what's existing in the world. And when we were thinking of the visual to represent Istanbul, what stood out was the bridge,
Yes.
right? I mean, on our first trip to Istanbul this year, we drove from Izmir, and Koray kept saying, we're crossing the bridge, we're crossing the bridge. Oh, this is the first of the three bridges. I mean, it's all bridge, bridge, bridge. To get to Istanbul, you cross bridge. And it was the same metaphor that we want to make alive with the first Leadia Festival, because it's a bridging. It's a bridging from the past to the present to the future. It's a bridging from all the different cultures, beliefs, disciplines that we'll be attending. The people are a mosaic, as you keep saying, but it's not enough to be different. We have to be able to connect all those different things. That's why bridging is important. And it's one of the maybe muscles that explorers need to build. It's the bridging muscle.
Yeah, and also like the other thing I think, I want to fix something what you say. You say bridging from past to today, today to future, right? I think today is the bridge. So we are a bridge from past to the future.
Okay. Every
And-
day we're being bridges every day,
Yes.
because today will be tomorrow's.
Yes. And how that bridge is going to locate itself is going to be the determination of what kind of future we are going to see.
Mm,
We cannot change the past, but we can design the future.
okay.
I mean, in the last 25, 30 years, I learned one thing. The life is not always wonderful,
Right. Right.
but the ability in all those countries, on all those different cultures, which we are called as developed countries or modern communities or happy people, they are more trying to prepare themselves for the future. They are trying
So
to
future focused.
future focused
Or-
and to understand one thing. What is happening today is not going, that doesn't need to be the same tomorrow.
right. The best is yet to come.
Yes. So you're going to decide the best is yet to come or the worst is yet to come. If you're going to be with the right people who will help you to see to create the best is to come.
And this is, I mean, to end today's session, this is exactly why our theme is building our future together.
Yes.
Because the actual act of building is a bridging process.
You want to change the future. You want to change your future. Then join us in Leadia. We are going to create something good and we need you maybe.
Right. So our inaugural festival is happening in 19 days. Countdown is 19 days today. So please, if it's something that resonates with you, take a look. The button below, the link to apply for the tickets to the festival is below. Okay, see you again later. We will have another guest, one explorer that we will be getting to know, who will be joining us in Istanbul on October 19th. See you.
See you. Bye bye.